It needs to be turned on. It's like if it takes a little longer, they go off. Maggie, it's not where you're going, it's who you meet along the way. That is so true.
It is. You know, Kelly, I don't think there's another movie ever created that has more iconic lines.
Really?
You could go on and say so many iconic lines. Now, the younger generation probably aren't going to know what we're talking about when we go, Auntie M, Auntie M.
Yeah, The Wizard of Oz. Okay, so speaking of that, today Maggie's here. Well, I'll tell everybody what we're doing. Maggie's here today, so welcome,
Hello.
Maggie. And you know, you kind of are, your beautiful navy top kind of goes along with all the collection.
You know,
so
I planned it that way.
You dress the part.
I should have worn my green beads.
Yeah, you need your green beads and your ruby slippers. But here's what you're talking about. Honestly, Maggie, I've never thought about it, but here's a saying. You've always had the power, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself.
There are so many. There's no place like home.
You're the
Pay
best
no
friend
attention
anybody's-
to the man behind the curtain.
See, you are a big fan of The Wizard of Oz.
I am. And this line is by Echo Park, and if you look at it, there's a lot of blues and greens in it. It is the artist. And I tried to figure out who the artist was that did this for Echo
I assumed
Park.
it was Steve Duncan.
Do you think that's who it is?
Do you have a collection pack?
Yeah, but it didn't say
Oh, it
his
doesn't
name on
say.
it. No.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
It's very small.
Okay, well,
But
I thought
it's
it was
actually
Steve.
Cartabella, and it's a Steve Duncan collection.
Okay, and I called it Echo Park, didn't I?
That's okay. It's the same company.
Okay, so yes, Steve Duncan, this is his version, his artistic version of the characters and the Wizard of Oz.
There's the Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, and you know, there are some things that I think probably are protected by copyright. So if you'll notice that the slippers are blue. And this is funny because I was in a discussion with a customer the other day, and I pointed out that the slippers were blue in this line, and I said it's partially maybe the copyright, or it could be his version of the artistic version of Wizard of Oz. But she wanted the ruby slippers, so we had to find these.
Yeah, we do have some licensed stickers from Paper House Productions, and they do have the ruby slippers. And all of this is online. And if you go to shopping and you go to, I believe it's still in New and Cartabella.
We have I put this up
Wizard
here
of
because I
Oz.
just thought the Yellow Brick Road heading to Emerald City was
We're
so
heading
cool.
to Emerald City today,
Yes.
everybody.
But we have the...
Oh, that was like you just opened the curtain or something.
Yes,
and-
well, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
yeah, there we go.
This is the collection kit, and then these are the coordinating solids. And you get the Yellow Brick Road, and you get Dorothy's little
Her
red
little
and
gingham.
blue gingham. You get the Wicked Witch of the East, is it? I believe it's the East. You get a sticker sheets, and you get this full-on page of Emerald City.
So how many Wizard of Oz fans do we have? Corey, our daughter Corey has a friend who absolutely loved the Wizard of Oz. And she just loved it. And it was funny because she was, you know, they were little girls and she was a scaredy cat. It was Caitlin.
Oh, yeah.
And she was always kind of a scaredy cat. And I always thought it was so funny about how much she loved the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, my gosh. When I was growing up, we lived out on a farm, and I hate to date myself, but we did not have color TV.
Well, we didn't have it right away either.
And across the road, we had to walk down a little dirt road. Across the road was my aunt and uncle, and they always had the latest and the best, you know. And so they had a colored TV. So they invited us. How many of you remember that it usually only came on in March or April?
How
got
do
to
you
watch
remember
it.
what month it was?
I
I know it was just
remember-
once a year, but
Kelly, we looked
oh my gosh,
forward
that must have been a big
to-
event.
It was, because they would invite us over, and us kids would go over and sit on the floor in front of her TV, and we could not wait until they landed in the land of Oz when the house settled, and then all of a sudden that's when it came on color. Otherwise it was black and white up till then. And that was a big event in our, I mean, like,
Well,
that was
it was,
huge.
well, when you have a once a year thing,
Yeah.
that was big.
Yeah, so
There were-
I have a fond memories of the Wizard of Oz.
We're getting a lot of comments, and it was the Wicked Witch of the West.
West.
And Glenda was the East Witch, and I just saw her on a paper here. So here's the
Was she
Glenda.
the East? I think the East was the sister of the West, and then I think she might have been the North. Glenda was the North, maybe.
I don't know.
She was the good witch, but I think the East and the West were the bad witches. And I think, you know, remember when the house came down and landed on a witch and she had her legs sticking out?
Oh, yes.
That was the sister of the Wicked Witch.
Okay. Corrine said she did not like the flying monkeys, and I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
And Chris watched it at her grandparents' house. Okay, they said Glenda was the North, is what
Yeah.
Cheryl says.
But this is probably one of my favorite, is the Yellow Brick Road. And you can get the 6x6 pad if you want them to be smaller. I used the larger size for what I did today, but you certainly could get a 6x6 pad and do
And we have
a lot of the
we
same
loaded up
things.
on this. We have the frames and tags,
Yeah.
and we have the ephemera.
I used a little bit of the ephemera today.
Maggie, what's this paper here? Is it like a story?
Oh, that's one of the pages in the collection kit. It's actually chapter 7
So
of
it's
the
the whole
actual
chapter?
Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
It's
I want to read that.
I know.
You don't think of them as having a book. It was always just
Yeah.
a movie for us.
And you know what? You know how, if I remember right, how it got named was he was trying to think of the name of the land, and he looked over at his file cabinet, and it said O-Z. You know how alphabetically? And that's how he came up with Oz.
Huh.
But anyway, The Journey to the Great Oz, and that is chapter 7 out of the page.
I did not
and
know
it's
that
on the
about.
back of these
I did not
kind of
know.
parts.
And Kim said the movie was always on in March and April because that was when tornadoes.
Yeah, I
tornado
think
season.
that's why.
It gave it a little bit stronger effect because
Yeah.
that was scary.
It was. Anyway, as you can tell, I am a fan of
Yes, we can
The
tell.
Wizard of Oz. So I wanted to share with you today.
So Maggie, I'm
Yes.
just going to interrupt you one more time because I remember this collection came in, and I believe you were off at your hiatus south. And as soon as we showed it, Maggie was calling, and I don't know if you wanted one of everything.
I did.
Or something like that.
The only thing I missed, though, Kelly, is I didn't realize. I thought I got the stamp set, and I didn't. So I might have to
so
get
she's
that.
dreaming of the stamp
It's
set.
got the house. And,
Is it this one right here?
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to get that stamp set because I could have used it on today's project.
So there's the stamp. It's not where you're going. It's who you meet along the way. Courage, wicked, heart. Somewhere over the rainbow, the skies are blue.
And it even has the little slippers down there, and they are left clear so that you can color them any color you want.
Add a little glitter to them.
Yeah. So today's idea came from actually Annette Green. And Annette Green is a designer for Elizabeth Craft. And she also designs dies and stamps for Elizabeth Craft. These are hers. This one right here could have been used today for
wasn't?
project. I didn't because I didn't have it at home, but she
Okay.
does reference it.
So this is 2082, and this is layered labels.
And she references those. I think those are matching.
And here is the layered labels stamps. So you can see the stamps are the same shapes as the dies, which I've seen some projects done with these, and they are pretty cool.
And the layered part, if you turn it over, you can see how this ticket piece has 2 layers. These have layers, and so you can layer them. But she makes reference to these in her video, and her video was on YouTube.
Janet just linked it. 'Cause
Yes.
she's so good.
Yep, I told Janet if she could find it, we could link it. And what she does is she's showing 5 different paperclip ideas for junk journals and things. And I just wanted to share what I did is I took hers and I made them using the Wizard of Oz paper.
That's cool.
So you have all seen this little book where you make it out of a 12 by 12 sheet. So I just made it up just so I could put my paperclip
Did
things.
you show this last week, this book?
I did not.
Okay, because the directions were sitting out,
Oh.
and I bet we didn't link them today.
Oh, okay.
We have directions to make this if you want it. I think they're like 99 cents. But but we do have directions, and now they're not back here anymore.
Okay,
They
I
were-
did not see
They were
those.
back here, so I think maybe I printed them thinking that you had done that. But it's
Well,
good.
you know what's
if you
funny,
want to make
Kelly,
it, we
is
got
I thought I
directions.
was last week too, and I started to lay some stuff out. But anyway, so
Little
I just
confusion.
used those directions, and I just made a cute little book of. It would be a good book to give to a friend because it's all about friendships, actually. And so what I made it for was so that I could show you how
Look
some
at all
of
the
these
clips. Oh my gosh, what a good idea.
This was one of her clips that she shows how to make. This is one that she shows how to make. It comes off like that. And this right here is one that she shows. Right there. And then the other two are the two that were my favorites, and they are right here. This is a side one.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay, there
Right
we
here.
go.
That's the side one, and I'm going to show that one. And then this is another one of my favorites because I like how the paper clip sticks up through here, and then you can just clip it on.
So these all use paper clips, Maggie?
These all use
Okay.
paper clips, small or large.
So here's one of Maggie's favorite, and you can see there's a paper clip. She's going to show us how to make that. And then this one, I
Is
think I need to
hidden.
zoom in on because, oops, that's a little blurry. You can see the back of the paper clip there, where it's
Some
through
of
the
them
little
are
clip.
hidden, some of them are not. Here's another one just like this that I made. Just using the stickers from the line and also the
Oh, you've got the enamel dots.
enamel
too.
dots. Yeah,
There
I
they
think
are.
I laid them there. And then this one, you can see the paper clip, but it attaches from the side. So a lot of people use these.
So these attach from the side? Is
Yes,
that
they
what you,
do.
Okay,
These
sorry,
are
I
all
missed that.
three the same.
Okay.
A lot of people use these in their junk journals.
Yeah.
You can use them in scrapbooking. Some of the clips are hidden, some are not. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I made these two. But I do want you to go over to Annette Green's YouTube video. She shows how to make all five. And very good directions because she actually measures and shows you the sizes. And you can vary the sizes too. So the first one I'm going to show you is the side one.
So this one is what
Yes.
we're doing 1st Okay.
And so what she showed, which she had kind of an aha moment. The one thing I want you to realize is the solids are two-sided and they have two different colors. So it's kind of nice. You can decide whether you want it to be light blue or green and what you want on the inside. So the solids are kind of nice. So one of the first things that she does is she measures her paper. And this one is, I'm going to call that clip number 3. This is the, 5. This is the fifth
So we're
one
making
that she shows.
clip number 5 if you
Yes.
follow Annette Green.
And if you follow Annette Green, this is her 5th one.
And if you follow Maggie, it's clip number 1.
Yes. So what you're going to do is you're going to make this about 1 5/8 by 4 3/4. Now, could it be longer? Yes, you can make it longer. It just can't be any wider than 1 5/8 unless you have jumbo paper clips. And the paper clips I used, I had to have my husband go buy me
You had
some.
to buy paper clips?
I didn't have this size.
Oh, you should have got some.
So these are called jumbo size.
Jumbo.
But I think there's even larger, and they're about 2 inches, not quite 2 inches. And there's also bigger ones, but that's the reason this paper can't be more than 1 5/8. But you could make it longer if you wanted to. So what Annette Green showed was that you fold it in half, and you could score this, but it's really not necessary. But you do need a bone folder to make sure you have a nice crease. And the one thing that she showed, this was, I thought was, well, I guess on this one it doesn't matter. I'll tell you when I get to this one. Okay. So when you get to this one, so simple. All you have to do is, let's do a little inking because
This could have
I
been
think,
a craft along. We could have done this.
Yeah.
So.
I think that the inking, and Annette says this also, it just finishes it off. Now, if you wanted to, you can round the corners with a corner rounder. Well, let's do that, Kelly.
Let's.
So I'm going to use the smallest And Kelly, I don't remember how long ago this corner rounder came out.
Well,
but I love it.
It's the We Are, and I think Chris was the first one that kind of really took to this product and was using it all the time. And the cool thing is that you have 3 different punches in one, and I believe it's $10.99. So it's $10.99 for 3 punches.
And Kelly, up until I got this, I had been using the same paper corner rounder I'd had for like 20 years.
Well, that's how I am.
And it was only one size, and I just love this because when you when you start to use it, you can choose right then and there.
I've been waiting for mine to wear out, and then somebody said, you probably could get one at Memory Bound.
I know.
You could probably get a new one.
Here's another thing. A lot of people forget to do that fold. And so what I try to do when I'm inking is I don't try to go in and color it. I just like to do the edges.
Just the edges.
To finish it off. And I use pumice stone, which is kind of my go-to, my spring and summer.
That's our spring color.
Yes.
Pumice stone. Well,
and
we
so
love pumice stone
then
too.
what you can do then is I pulled some of these from the ephemera pack.
Okay.
And
so that's from the ephemera.
That's the ephemera pack. And of course, if you...
She's going to ink them.
Yeah, you're going to ink it. If you ink part of your project, you really should ink all of your project.
Maggie, we had a comment here that somebody said these would be good bookmarks.
Oh, they'd be great bookmarks.
And I know you love bookmarks.
I do. In fact, I was going to put a bookmark saying on it when I was making these last night, but I didn't know for sure if we had the stamp.
Oh, that stamp.
So I thought, well, I better not, but I would love it as bookmarks. So what we're going to do then is we're going to glue. I'm just going to use, I'm thinking, let's do this one. Let's do this one first. And we're just going to put it maybe just a little further down, like that. And then we'll take Dorothy.
So we've got all 3 pieces are from the ephemera then?
Yes. And we're going to move it up a little bit so that you see a little bit of the yellow. And then we're going to take this. And I thought maybe we'd just put that on the bottom. So there, you can just have fun.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah. Just have fun putting some things on. And then the easy part is, this is what I always have to remember. You put that on like that. And then...
Oh, I just thought you would... That's different than I expected.
You just close it up with some glue. And I like to put some right along there so it just gets a good tight... I'm not missing something, am I?
No, you surprised me. That's not how I thought it worked.
There we go. And then you just press it. Keep pressing it for a while until you've got a really good, and right up along that clip so the clip doesn't go anywhere. And this would make a fun paper clip. And, here's something. What would I do with
You always have something extra to add, Maggie.
I have all these enamel dots, and I just love them. So let's go ahead and
the thing about the enamel dots for this collection is even if you don't get the Wizard of Oz, these are really good colors.
They are. And, let's see, let's use some white ones.
And your enamel dots are reminding me that we did receive the enamel dots from Simple Stories for the sale that we ran out of last week.
Yes, well that's good.
So we will have our dots on sale tomorrow.
Well, and
so tomorrow we'll have our enamel dots sale. We're bringing it back.
I love my Nuvo drops, but the one thing about these, you put them on, you can lay them over there, and you don't have to worry about letting them dry.
I can put my hand in it. Yes. It's okay.
And so there's one, and now on this one, I hung a little charm. So I had a little key at home, so I just attached that little key with some twine. So you could add any charms that you wanted.
And here's the other ones that you made.
Yeah. And those have the blue enamel dots. So see how fun? And you know what? I even had these ready. I didn't even realize I had done this last week. But I wanted all of her friends.
Oh,
so those are ready to be made.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and very, very simple. Just a simple...
So these you would just put right over the top of
Yes,
the
they're
paper.
cut, yeah.
Kind of, like this one.
Yep. Yep, and I did not round the corners on this one, but here's another thing that you could do. They don't all have to be rectangle. If you wanted to, you could cut up and make it look like a banner.
Like a little banner.
Yeah, so that's that one. How easy is that? This one's a little bit more involved, but not much more. So you'll need a larger, they call those
Maggie,
jumbo.
Before you go to that one, Sharon's comment is you could put the clip on either side. I know you've got them so they clip in from the right, but could you reverse the clip, flip it over, and then they would clip from the other side?
That's a good question.
I think it's...
I'm thinking that when I made it this way, I made it because if you have a book, it would clip in like that. But there's no reason why you couldn't.
Do it the other way.
Well, the only thing is, see how this clip, this is the part that goes inside, where you don't have that up here. So see how this part, that's the part that goes in like that.
But couldn't you flip it over and have it go in from the other side? Like that. Just wondering. We just had a question.
You
about
certainly
doing it from
could.
both
Boy,
sides.
that was a spatial concept.
I liked how you flipped that, Maggie. I really did.
I had to visually
and
see
I think
that.
it happened. So you could do it either direction. Maggie's doing them so they clip from the right edge of whatever you might be clipping on.
But you could, yes. In fact, this right here I didn't even glue yet. So that was another one that, let's glue him.
Let's get him glued.
Again, put your glue right there in the crease.
And Elena says you could decorate both sides.
And Elena, I wanted to give Elena a little credit. She's the one who called me about these paper clips. So Elena, I want to give a shout out to you because you're the one who drew my attention to this video.
Oh, she is. Well, she made, a long time ago, like 15 minutes, I think it was Elena, Elena, I'm sorry if it wasn't you because I couldn't get to the comment, but said it was a trifecta because you're doing the paper clips. It was Maggie and it's her day off.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm sorry if it wasn't you. I think it was.
That's called the perfect storm.
It is.
The tornado.
It's awesome. Oh, that's perfect. Very good. And Laura is going to be adding these to the book she's giving away on Mother's Day.
Yes, they are perfect.
So they are fun. They're just a nice little
journals. Yes.
And gosh, it takes so little to make them.
Okay, this was another one that Annette showed, and it was her clip number 3, and it's probably my favorite. And this is the one that I wanted to share with you how she had a little bit of an aha moment. So the 2 pieces of paper, now her dimensions might be just a little different because you can make these work for you. This one you could make longer.
I think this is the one that we have, I think Becky might have made this one and maybe Cindy, but you have an extra little thing about it.
Yeah,
that I love.
It makes it hidden. So what you want for this exact size right here, no, actually this size, this was the one that she made.
Look at that one.
This is the one that I made. Okay, so I shortened it and widened it just a little bit. So the one I'm making today is 2x6 and 2x5.
That's easy to remember.
Yes.
2x5 and 2x6.
Okay, so I'm going to start by folding this in half. Boy, this paper is really nice paper from Cartabella too. Wow. I knew there was a reason why I liked Cartabella
all these
paper.
primary colors they're just fun.
Yes. Okay, so then here was the aha moment that Annette told on her video. She said she watched so many people try to make sure that they had this separate, trying to get it onto the page or whatever. And so she came up with this idea to make it just 1/4 inch shorter. And so it makes it much easier to put on because...
Get a hold of, yeah.
Well, in here I'm having... There.
Well, you don't usually clip it to a stamp set.
But that's...
Although you could if you were organizing your stamps.
So I thought that was a really good idea. It really helps you to put it on things. So I'm going to show you, we have our 2x6, 2x5, and I did not bring my trimmer over, but I have my scissors, and I'm just going to cut off 1/4 inch, and it doesn't have to be perfect. from each piece. That is going to be the back.
Oh, okay, from both pieces.
That's going to be the back. So she cut off, and she used her trimmer because she was more organized than me. And so then what you do is you take your paper clip and you put the short part of the paper clip on the front. So you always know that that piece is your back.
On the front.
Like that. And the reason is, well, on this one it's not quite as important which one, but on some of those you do want the bigger piece on the back so that it goes down further on your paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. And remember the ribbon that we made last week? Remember how I said don't throw any away? So we're going to take a little piece, and I'm going to put that, and I used twine on these, but we're going to use a piece of ribbon.
So you can see she's got a little piece of twine. Whoops.
So we're just going to do this.
So you just tie that on the paper clip after you clip it on?
Okay, nope, forgot. Okay, so I've
do
got
that.
this on here. Leave this up a little bit.
Can you show that one more time?
Yep.
How you're leaving that up a little bit?
I'm going to leave it up just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to lay this on my thing. I'm going to put mark and mark. 2 little pencil marks, and actually you know it's the middle, so you could kind of eyeball it. We're going to take a craft knife, and this
She's got a box knife.
This is a box knife, but we've got nicer ones.
We do have nice, here's one from We Are Makers, and it is $7.29, and then we also have the good old Tim Holtz retractable craft knife also. And if you have, many of you have these already. This is $9.99, but or an X-Acto knife.
Okay.
Or a box knife.
Or a box knife, anything. And so I would probably put this down on the carpet.
Yeah.
But we're just going to cut a little bit. Let me see if this will
Maggie,
work.
while you're cutting that, I want you to know that Elena has the most brilliant idea. She thinks they should make Ziploc bags with one side longer.
Totally. Yes.
Elena, you need to go do that and make $1 million.
Thank you, Elena.
Sometimes I get so mad I just cut them. You know, like when you buy deli meats or something and you can't get them open.
Yeah, especially if you're going to use it all.
So anyway, thank you, Elena. I love that idea.
Okay, so again, this is our front. The short sides are back. This was an Annette Green idea, just genius. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to, front back, you're going to push that through that slit.
So your paper clip is on the smaller one?
Your paper clip is on the smaller one, yes.
Okay.
And like that.
Should it be on the bigger one?
No,
Okay.
it's actually on here.
Okay.
And it gets
All
tucked in
right.
here.
I'm having an aha.
That's what hides it.
Okay. Oh, all right.
See,
Gotcha.
so when you glue these, it's going to be hidden.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to, you had me second guessing,
I'm
Helen.
sorry to make you do that.
Okay, this is when you put the ribbon in, like this.
Oh, okay.
And then you can just tie it.
Maggie, your ribbons were amazing last week. And your tags were amazing.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our glue and we're going to just work one side at a time. I hope Annette's not watching this because she's going, no, don't do it that way.
You did. Well, sometimes you learn something and then you Maggie-atize it and you find different ways to do it that works better for you.
Okay, so we're going to glue that, and we just work one side at a time. And again, make sure that your clip is pushed down as far as it can go then. And then once that side's done,
and let's see, I think it was Rosetta made the comment that you could use alcohol ink and color your, Rosetta said you could use alcohol ink to color your paper clips if you wanted to.
You certainly could on the ones that show, yes. Okay, and then we're going to close that, and then you're just going to press those.
Do you just want to make more and more and more, Maggie?
Well, yes, and then I found out that why stop at one design? I'm going to show you another design that I found. And so now you certainly could have done, we forgot to ink this, so let's go ahead and go around.
And if you're just joining us, Maggie has moved on to her spring and summer color, which is pumice stone. What's your winter and fall color?
Gathered twigs.
Gathered twigs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I found is I found this. Now, on almost all these other ones that I had pre-made, I used the sticker sheet from the collection pack. But then I thought, oh, there's ephemera. So I found this, There is No Place Like Home. And I love that little farmhouse.
It's really cute. Here it is on a 3x4.
Steve has a very whimsical, artistic style. So then I thought this I had to cut off a little bit on the sides.
So yeah, I like how it fits right there.
And I thought it almost looked like a belly band, or remember cigars, how they had those?
Mm-hmm. It does look like a cigar band.
And I just thought that was very simple. And then I just keep pressing, and especially up beside the paper clip. You will have a slight bump from your paper clip, but that's okay. And so now see how the paper clip is totally hidden. You don't see it.
Can you show that again? I didn't get it on camera. Okay.
Yep, because
so
of that middle
there, you don't
piece.
see it. Okay.
You do not see it. So because she made that back shorter, it's so much easier to put on your thing. And this would make a great bookmark.
That would be a good bookmark.
Okay, so like you said, Kelly, you just want to keep making them.
I understand. I want to go home and make some.
I found this great idea. I actually didn't design it. I found it on Pinterest. But these are, I think these are 2-inch round punches. And so I just found some fun paper. I think this is the 49 in Market, the travel one. Mm-hmm. What's that called? Anywhere or Everywhere?
Yes.
So I'm terrible. I find some spot on a 12 by 12 sheet that I just love.
Even if it's in the middle.
Yeah, I have to clip it out. So I just, these are just so easy. Now here the clip shows. These are the smaller regular clips. I would call those the standard paper clips. And I'm going to show you how I made one.
Yeah, I think that's
Oh my
nice
gosh,
to
it's
show.
so simple.
And when I first saw these, I'm like, Maggie, you made coins.
I know, I
ATC
just
coins.
love the looks of them.
Because that's about the size of the ATC coins from Elizabeth Crafts
Okay.
that Diana was making.
So I used a 2-inch punch, and then I'm going to show you using different sizes, but this is a 2-inch. And I punched out, I found a paper back in scraps that had this sunflower. And then you want a middle piece that's just, it can be anything, just a scrap. And the thing I like, Kelly, is all of this stuff you can use scraps for if you want to.
It's a good way to.
And then this I picked because I wanted it for the back. Okay, so
and
you need.
someone mentioned these are good for kids to make too.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then you would need about 1.5 inch, 2-inch piece of ribbon, twine, whatever you want to use. This is leftovers from last week. So it doesn't have to be, see how kind of crinkled it is? Okay, these are so simple. You're going to love them. So you're going to take the back one, and you're going to put your paper clip. Now this is where it's important that the longer end is on. Yes, this is going to be my back. So I'm going to make sure that this longer end
on the back, just like before, right?
Yes, because this is the part that's going to clip on the books. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's my back. And then this was the beauty of this idea. Two reasons. It buffers the shape of the paper clip inside, but it also makes your clip thing a little more substantial.
Maybe,
so
I think buffers, wow, that is like scientific.
There we go. Oops, and you know what? I just forgot. See, I get in a hurry. Let's take this off. I'm going to pull this up,
Okay.
and I'm going to put my
ribbon on it.
I'm going to put my little 2-inch piece of ribbon. The ribbon that I told you, remember, don't throw any piece away. Okay, then your paper clip goes down. Now see how that hooks that as you get it. Now the thing I learned is you put a little bit of glue.
I was going to ask you how you are tying that.
And then
You
you
just
just
glued it.
hold it between your fingers while you are adding your glue
And
for
Maggie's
that.
using the Nouveau Deluxe glue, which is a really popular one here at Memory Bound. Probably our
Okay.
best-selling liquid glue.
So this can be any color, anything. It's not going to show. So we're going to put that on.
That's the buffer.
That's the buffer, and it also makes it a little bit more stable. Question? Oh, okay. And then the piece that you want to show. Oops, you know what? No, I'm going to...
Don't run out of glue.
Oh my gosh. Kelly, I took about 6 bottles of this down to Arizona. We used it a lot.
I bet.
Okay, so there. Again, press around that. And then to top it off and to really finish it, you're going to ink.
Maggie, this has been a great morning. I think people are loving this. I've got
Well,
so many hearts and thumbs up.
I'm giving Annette Green credit for putting that video, but then it does make you try new things too. Gets you kind of going. So because you pressed on this, just that little bit, see how it stands up? There's your clip, and there's the back.
Very fun.
Now, what I thought was cool is then I took an inch one or an inch and a half. What do you think this is, Kelly?
Oh, I don't know.
So I found this paper back in our scraps. I think this was Boho Sunshine.
It looks like it.
So this is the back that I want to...
There's your buffer.
This is going to be my buffer, and this is my back. So Tim Holtz has these tiny mini paper
the mini
clips.
clips.
You get like, I've got to put this all back together. I think you get 99, is that
48.
what that says?
You get 48.
In there, and they work perfect for a smaller one.
Oh, good idea.
So we're going to do this. There's our longer piece, there's our shorter piece, and this is the back. And so then I'm going to take...
And again, these are such nice embellishments that you can make to match your projects.
Exactly, custom made.
'Cause
This
some-
is my,
yeah.
just any piece, doesn't matter. It just happened to cut it out of the same piece. So you put your middle. Again, that's used to kind of hide the paper clip and
Good thinking.
to give it a little bit of, just to make it a little thicker. Okay, then we're going to, I just cut one of these sunshines out.
So you can use a circle punch, or if you have circle dies, you can use those.
Perfect. And what I would have liked to, oh, you know what? Guess what I forgot to do, Callie?
I thought maybe you just weren't putting ribbon on that one.
No, we want ribbons, so we're going to take this apart. I'm in too big of a hurry
While
here.
you take it apart, we had a really good comment that I wanted to share with everybody. Linda said that you could take these and make them longer, and then if you're in a book club, you could make it long enough that you could put your notes.
Oh my
So
gosh.
your notes, and we have lined paper that you could easily make this out of, and then people could have lines or whatever to make their notes.
And who said that?
Linda had an idea for that.
I like that idea because I don't know whether, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I like to take notes. Somebody taught me this too.
About when you read?
About the characters. Sometimes when they start introducing characters, there's so many of them.
Oh, okay, I agree.
And so then I go get a sheet of paper and I write down Harry, he's the detective, this
Right.
type thing. And when I do
That's-
that, it helps.
I love that idea.
So
Maggie, I had to do that when I was young.
I didn't
So
have to do it when I was young.
So,
but
well, if there was a lot of characters to keep track of.
yes. And you know who? I borrowed a book from Katie, I think, and her mom had read it, and that's how I came up with the idea, actually. Her mom had read it, and she had left her notes inside.
Oh,
And I
so
thought,
then you got
oh
the
my
idea.
gosh, this just makes so much
'Cause
sense.
sometimes I would have to flip back. Like if sometimes there was a page that would kind of introduce who's who, and I would just have to flip back to that.
Okay, so I had to go back and redo
She
here.
had to take
so
it off
sorry.
and put the ribbon on.
All right, so yes, you put that ribbon on before you do your gluing. And again, remember how I said to put that little dot of
That's
glue?
my wowzer.
Hold it like that while you are putting on your other piece.
Maggie, Elena said that her mom kept a sheet for words that she wanted to look up later in a dictionary.
Well, Elena, that's what I taught my kids in first grade is we would have a vocab list and we would keep track of all the words that we were learning. So you would think as an adult I would do that. Great idea. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so again, let's just cut these a little bit because I don't like both of them the same size. There we go.
So and there's a little one. You can ink them up.
There's a little one.
So these were 2-inch, and she used a paper punch, and then we think that one might be
1.5 inches. And I found another piece of paper. Maybe I can not mess this one up. It had butterflies on it. And so I punched out a butterfly.
That looks like it's from Remember.
It is from Remember.
Simple Stories Remember.
Okay, so I decided I wanted this to be my back. This is my buffer sheet. And so we're going to...
I laugh whenever you say buffer sheet. That's so funny.
We're going to use another one of his little paper clips. And so again, we put it on the back. This time I'm going to go slower, guys.
You got your ribbon. Get that ribbon out.
Yes.
The site so you don't
All
forget
right,
it.
let's cut.
Now, if you missed out, last week Maggie was here on Wednesday. And so you can go to the video here on Facebook and you can watch how she dyed and crinkled the ribbon and
okay, so
seam binding.
I'm slowing down. This is, then you press it all the way. It's going to be right flush with your circle. Then put your little
dab of glue.
And the perfect part is that you get to hold it like that while you're adding your glue.
Well, and Diana just mentioned that she's got colored paper clips. Red, white, and black, and green and white. And
for
that would be very cute.
It would be cute, except for your hidden ones. You don't even have to worry about them.
For these, you don't need it. But gosh, wouldn't they be cute on these?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Everybody watching this procedure here. And again, this is a 1.5. You could even make little inch ones, still using these paper clips.
So she's using the Tim Holtz Ideology, the mini paper clips. And you get 48, and Maggie, while you do your inking, I'll go see if I can find them. I think they're $4.99. They're cute for so many different things. And, you know, we carry all the basic Tim Holtz Ideology, and let's see if I can, here's the paper. Oh, no, those are mini pins. Oh, but look at these, you guys. Look at these little tiny safety pins. Aren't those just adorable? Those are the mini pins, and they're $4.99. And here are the clips. And you get 48 of these also in the 3 colors. And the mini paper clips, they say they're $3.99. I have a feeling there's a price increase on those. But right now at Memory Bound, they're $3.99. And you can check out all the Ideology because we carry everything Tim Holtz. Gosh, Maggie, we've got his inks, we've got his trimmers and tools, his Ideology. What am I missing?
His sprays.
All his papers. Yeah, his Ranger products.
His archival inks. And there's a little butterfly one.
Oh, that's cute.
Now, I didn't get a chance to do this, but you could certainly find some rub-ons.
Look at all these.
And even rub on a little word right here. Mm-hmm. You could use other words. You could use the stamp, which I wish I would have had last night because I didn't have that for some reason. But anyway.
So Linda has another idea, and this is really clever too. Say you were going to buy the Wizard of Oz book for somebody, or maybe something like that, and then you make one of these little paperclip bookmarks and put it in the book. Wouldn't that be fun?
Great. I thought about that, and I thought, what a nice gift. But, you know, for somebody who's a really good friend, I just think the whole movie is about the friendships. And, oh, you're the best friend anybody ever had. Who does she say that to at the end?
I don't know.
She says it, I think she says it to the Scarecrow.
Oh, to the Scarecrow?
Yeah, because he's the one who stayed with her the whole time.
I think I need to watch the movie.
Oh gosh, I love that movie. Oh, look, I didn't even show you the back.
Oh my gosh.
There's the yellow brick road. And here's this little piece that didn't even think I could have put that down the middle.
Brick road there, yeah.
Oh darn.
Well,
too late.
It's amazing, Maggie. And thank you for showing us these.
Well, thanks to Annette Green for giving me the start to start thinking about different ways that you could do it. But certainly if you like doing them, you can watch, and she shows you all 5 of them. She doesn't show you the circle, that's different, but she shows you the 5 different paper
You
clips.
know, and Maggie, I never thought about the Wizard of Oz so much as about friendship. And in my head right now, I've got a lot of graduation thoughts going on, but this might be something good to make for your friends if you're graduating. Something to make for your friends, because this is so perfect. It's not where you go, it's who you meet along the way.
And there's no place like home.
That's right.
And then another good saying too was this one, and I think this would be really cool for graduation.
Oh yes, it would, for sure.
Just have to learn it for yourself.
Yep, and like you said, great way to use up scraps.
Yes.
So Maggie, thank you so very much.
So get out your paper clips, send your husband to the store.
If you don't have paper
night.
clips or scrounge, I'd be scrounging through my junk drawers.
I went through a lot of drawers. I could not find this size, so we had to go make a trip.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know who said it because the message went by, but we got the Doodlebug paper clips. Let's go. Let's end on that. Let's go find those and end on that. Thank you, whoever said that. I don't know.
Kelly, before we go, I
got
thought
one more
these
thing.
would really make cute
Oh,
ones.
chickens. Maggie has a thing for chickens.
And then look at the sunflowers. You could punch, and look at these. These are ready made to punch out.
So this is Sunflower Summer, which is another Cartabella collection, and
look
it's
at
new
those.
and it's really beautiful.
Those are just already
it's been very
made.
popular.
You could probably use a 3/4 inch or an inch circle punch and make little ones.
I think those would be really fun.
Yeah, I love those.
Okay, I don't know who mentioned the Doodlebug paper clips, but to me it's kind of like, oh, really? Yeah.
Let's go see them.
Maggie's going to go find them, and here's the Doodlebug bags. This is the bag I had yesterday that I carry my stuff back and forth in, and they do fold up flat. We had a lot of those go out the door on Saturday.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
Yes.
See, Maggie found them.
Oh wow!
Okay, I'm going to try to catch up with you, Maggie.
Okay, in addition to black and white, look at these. These would be so good for the little ones.
I'm sorry
What
I don't
a great
know who mentioned
idea.
it, but it's kind of like, oh, duh, we forgot we had these. But those are perfect. So, Maggie, thank you so very much.
you.
And I hope everybody has a crafty day. And tomorrow we're making a mini album with 4 sheets of paper. So, you know
And
what?
you could use those paper clips in
we
there.
could definitely do that. And, you know, it could be a craft along. If you want to get 4 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock or whatever you have, and you can craft along with us tomorrow. And you'll need a scoring board and adhesive. I don't think you even really need a trimmer. And you can craft along with us tomorrow, and we will put that on our calendar.
And
Maggie,
go make paper clips.
they want to know if those are metal. They look like metal.
I think they are. I think they're just coated metal.
It might not say, but we think they are.
Oh, I think they are. I
All
think
right.
they're coated metal
Well,
ones.
Karen says fun demo today, and I totally
you.
agree. Thank you, Maggie.
Have fun making paper clips.
And we will see you tomorrow. And Candace just tuned in. And just go back and you can watch it as soon as we close out here, and you'll be able to see it.